Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to tonight's podcast. So, first off, let me start off by saying I missed you guys last week. I missed myself too. I was not very well last week. So, AG the dad is behind the scenes tonight. So let's give a shout out to AG. Hey, what's up? And let me start off. You guys always know I have to get my disclaimer in. Anything that I say on tonight's podcast is not any medical advice that I'm giving you or telling you you should try this or try that or try what I'm taking. Everything that I mention is strictly put on board by my medical team for multiple sclerosis by a neurologist. So, by any means, if you are not feeling well, please don't hesitate to call 911 or reach out to your medical team. Okay, that's the best advice I could give anyone, dealing with the illness. Always consult your medical team. So, you guys are probably wondering, hey, what happened to you? And the day before Tuesday, the last week, um, that we didn't do the podcast, the day before that, which was Monday, I did my injection. And after my injection, that day I felt fine. I injected about 1:30. Got a little sleepy in the evening time, in which that's kind of normal for me anyway, due to the fact that's just when, you know, early evening, my body's already, you know, it's already used up all that energy and I'm ready, to lay down and just chill. Um, I feel best when I'm laying down anyway or sitting down, So I'm sure a lot of you warriors can relate to that. The best energy for me is bright and early in the morning if I'm not down or suffering from, the ailments of MS. But if I'm at baseline and everything's been smooth, then I get up and try and do what I need to do. So for these last couple of days, Tuesday morning, I woke up and I felt horrible, guys. I didn't experience the chills and the fever like I did when I very first injection, that very first injection, not that the uh up dose. We do 3 injections once a week and then we do the monthly the maintenance dose. Well, that very first one I suffered um everything under the sun that the flu would do to your system. I experienced that. So I didn't have the chills, the fever, or anything, but I had, and I don't know if it was the shakes a little bit. Let's say the shakes, yeah, because that's the best way that I can say, how I felt was I felt like I had the shakes, and it came in waves, you know, off and on for a minute. I'd be like, okay, ooh, it's over with, and then lo and behold, it'll come right back. Especially if I got up. If I got up and tried to do something, shit, that knocked me around, and I was like, okay, let me go back and lay down and sit down and see where this is headed. Um, because those side effects from the Kesimpta, flu like body aches and all that. Oh, and if you guys remember last month, after my injection, I reported that my bones were hurting and achy. That was my first time experiencing that with the Kesimpta, period. Um, this time around too, yes. And on top of it, um, back pain. Oh my God, full fledged. And I couldn't get comfortable. But if I laid back on my back, it got worse. So I was like in pain, and it's not like a backache. It's weird to describe the pain. If any of you warriors have experienced any back pain from medications through your DMT, your disease modifying treatment, then you know the pain. It's a different kind of pain, not just like, oh, my back is hurting, especially for we women, during that time of the month and stuff like that, or, our lower back will hurt stuff. This is like just a constant high level pain that just feels like it's on the inside somewhere and nothing's helping it from the outside. Heating pad. I did the heating pad. I did the Asper cream on the outside. That didn't help. Yeah. So I was hurting on top of my bones were hurting. I was getting woke up. I had the shakes off and on through the day. I was really dizzy. Like I was dizzy. The nauseation was, let me see. I think back on these last 12 months of the nausea of the Kesimpta, because mine was really high too when I first started. Not like this. Not friggin' like this. And let me tell you, and my family could vouch for it. When I have a stomach ache, I eat. Yeah, that's bizarre, I know, but that's me. I'm like, okay, my stomach hurts. And sometimes when I eat, it it goes away. You know, it's not often that I get sick or have the flu or stomach bugs or stuff like that. I really don't. Let me knock on some wood. I really don't. But the that each time I tried, I was thinking, okay, I'm hungry. Let me eat it. It was lunchtime, dinner time, or whatever. And I was like, you know what? Let me eat. Soon as I would start to eat, just 2, 3 bites in, I thought I would lose it. So I had to put the food away. Gradually, then I started eating just light stuff, like some oatmeal, that kind of thing. I was thinking, okay, the oatmeal, if it's going to come up, it's going to come up. That'll be a little bit easier on me than, a real heavy course meal. I probably wouldn't have been able to get it down anyway, but it was really heightened, really, really bad. Like, I think the only thing that was missing to feel like the flu was the fever, so that was all week. It started getting a little better, I would say 2 days ago. But I had an appointment with my neuro, and he suggested that I go in and have some tests done to rule out infection because of how I was feeling. He was like, well, it does sound like you possibly could have an infection. And, with the Kesimpta, that type of medication, we're more susceptible for infections. So, but so I did. I went in, and of course, they tested me for influenza and everything under the sun. They tested me for that they possibly could there, and they ruled out negative, negative, negative across the board. Anything immediately to treat me and to test, I was negative. Okay, all the way from, let's say, bladder to COVID. Okay, everything was um, normal. They swabbed me, my nose and everything, and I had no fever. My vitals were terrific. So they were like, we don't think, the doctor was like, we don't think you, have an infection because your vitals and stuff are really, really good. And I guess they don't see that too much from the symptoms I was having. Even the flu, they said my vitals would have been a little off kilter. So, and they weren't. It was they were great. So, ruled out that, and I've asked for some other tests done just because of um we're more susceptible with Kesimpta to get other infections that could be life threatening. So my doctor agreed and put in an order, and that's going to be done as soon as the paperwork comes in. And I'll be sure to keep you guys posted on that and get my tests, and make sure that your girl on the inside is good. I really feel that it was side effects from the Kesimpta because it didn't start until that next morning. So what are the chances that oh, and plus viral infection, too. He said, which viral has to run its course and da 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 da. So my neuro did say um, that if this led on for 2 weeks, that he would recommend me getting off the Kesimpta. And I'm glad I'm feeling better because that's the last thing that I want to do. Like, really, only a year in, you know, and it's a possibility, these medicines, one thing about them, they're not as, I've been on it for so many months and I'll never because I've already gotten past these side effects, that they'll never happen again. That's not the case with this Kesimpta. Just because I didn't have it 6 months ago, certain side effects, or just solely about now that I had this reaction, and you may think, why did I have that reaction now? I've been on it for 12 months. That's the thing. Your body can react differently each time you take this medication. So that's what we have to deal with, So, and I was thinking, you know, of course, when you inject or take any kind of medication and it doesn't affect you, negatively, you think, all right, woohoo, I'm out of the woods. You know what I mean? And then each month, for me, the last 3 months, it was terrific. If you guys remember during the podcast and my videos, I've reported I don't have any side effects. It was great. Even the next day after injecting, our last month, I got up and I was gone, you know, up doing stuff, So um at any point with the medications, it could affect you differently. So this one definitely um sat me on my butt. I didn't feel good at all. And also the doctor had told me, the one that's seen me in person, he said, well, um and I'm glad this doctor, he wasn't a neurologist, but he did let me know he knew a little bit about multiple sclerosis. And I never run into a doctor, just even my own physician doesn't know anything about multiple sclerosis. Just really minimal stuff, but this doctor, he knew a little bit. So he kind of, talked to me about some things with MS and kind of ruled out some things, but kind of pinpointed that this medicine can cause what I was experiencing, and also possibly something viral, So because we had ruled out, all the tests came back negative, that I wasn't sick with anything else. So, um, you know so that was a little, kind of reassuring that he knew a little bit about, it kind of made me feel a little better. But then at the same time, I was thinking, please let it be the flu. Don't let it be that this is side effects and this is going to affect me, for days to come, and then my neuro's going to take me off and I'm going to cry. I'm going to be sad. So yeah, so that was 2-3 days ago. And then the last 2 days, I've been feeling better, slowly. And then like I said, it was just coming in waves, hitting me in waves, and I was like, okay. It started gradually getting, the waves started stopping, and then they started getting a little bit farther, few in between, and then it just kind of stopped. So now at this point today, yesterday and today, I'm getting up and doing little things, and then I notice, I start to get dizzy, and then I'll stop and rest and be like, okay, whatever this is it's triggered some dizziness, um, in which I just, take it easy at that point. But I do feel better than before. During this week, last week, I of course feel better. So, um, the nausea still there a little bit here and there after I eat, not so much before or anything through the daytime like it was. So now I'm just getting a little nauseated after I eat, so that's getting better too. So I'm hoping I have an appointment. Um, I think in about 8 days back with my neuro. So I'm hoping he's gonna like what I have to tell him because my injection will be this month on the 29th. So pray for me, guys. Hoping that he keeps me on and that the Kesimpta continues, um, to be more positive than the negative. And I'm hoping, the next injection, I don't have, you know, this problem again. So this is me bouncing back from that. So just doing a little bit here, a little bit there, and resting in between, and just giving, your body just as well as I know my body. So, intermittently, I'm getting up and doing things to get my body back moving and not just sitting laying and waiting for it to pass and doing that kind of stuff. My legs and stuff are really weak, and of course, you guys know that's how we're affected. Anytime we come down with something, that's the first thing really to go is um, the legs, the weakness in the legs. So that is an issue. Um, but I'm still able to walk and I'm still able to stand and do that stuff. So, you know, thank you, Lord, because it could be a lot worse, guys. So I'm very grateful and I'm thankful that I'm even able to be speaking to you guys right now. It could be worse. So it's passing through my system and I am getting better. Okay.
Uh,
Um,
I just want to clarify one thing that you said.
yes.
Um, you said that we know your body, like you know your body, and
Mm,
I'm gonna
mm.
have to say, as Shit Talking Sundays fans, that was because we don't know your body like you know your body. We know your body like you know your body. We know our body like we know our body.
You
So I just
catch
want to,
everything.
because every day at Shit Talking Sunday, know that AG the dad is here. I,
Right?
and I'm listening because, hey, I want to learn. AG the dad wants to learn. I'm just at a remote location today that's off site, so I can't be on for all of y'all today. But I just want to let you know I'm here. So don't forget to chime in. You want to talk some SHI. Uh, hmm. T with me. We can. I ain't
Right?
tripping. So remember, every day is Shit Talking Sundays. Follow us. If you're still here, then there's a reason why you're still here. Obviously, you like what you see and are hearing. So
Right.
please hit that notification button so you can know when every time we come. And if you don't know, it's every Tuesday at 6 o'clock.
6 p.m.
And just in case you like that and you want to keep going with more Shit Talking Sundays, on Wednesdays we have Fitness Tip of the Week with Vince the Beast at 6:30 every Wednesday. And if you're
Yes,
still
yes.
in it to win it because you are a positive person and we like to keep positive people around us, we
Exactly.
have the morning service every Sunday at 9:30 in the morning. And with that being said, I'm turning you back over
All right.
to the MS Warrior.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, guys. So let's clear that up. So
Uh,
you know your body like
yes,
you know your body.
yes, because every day I should talk in Sundays, and we just need to make sure that was clarified.
Yes, that's clear.
That's like our start over. There you go.
Reset, reset.
There you go.
Okay, so I'm back, guys. So there's a new med on the market that my neurologist told me to research in the event that I have to stop the Kesimpta. Okay, so it's called Ponvory. These names are just like crazy. Ponvory, new as of March 19th, 2021, FDA approved. I did my research on it and I just researched everything else again. Every time I've had to switch medications, I always research all of them. I just don't go off of what my it's never just one medicine. I'm like, okay, what are my options? Okay, because there's a few, even though there's only 8 orals. Okay, there's only 8 oral medications that treat um, remitting, relapsing multiple sclerosis. Hey, Steph. And two of them out of the 8 are Aubagio, and I was on Aubagio for maybe 2 months, if that, and I was in pain every day with it to where I couldn't eat. My abdominal area, my stomach, I was cramped over. And for me, when I have stomach issues, it drains my energy. So I could barely eat. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't do anything. It's just how my system is affected. And I think it's because of the MS. So the Baggio was a no go. Okay. So I had to stop taking that. Then I was put on Tecfidera, which is another oral medications. And remember, guys, I am not a doctor. I'm not claiming to be. I'm solely giving you my journey on MS and what my medical team has put on board for me. So please do not go out and call your pharmacy and say, I want to try these medications because the MS warrior said so. No, please don't do that. Contact your medical team and discuss things with your neurologist. So this is solely my journey with multiple sclerosis. So those 2 oral meds, Tecfidera, did not work, did the same thing to me as the Aubagio. My stomach, and you know what, it's weird because all my life and now I could eat crazy stuff, always have, and it never bother me. I just told you guys when I have a stomach ache, I eat, and Larry sees it and he's like, how can you eat and your stomach is hurting? And I'm like, it just makes me feel better. So, but except for this nausea thing with my medication, the dosing, no, that's not the case at all. So with those 2 orals, um, there's only 8. I've named 2, Aubagio and Tecfidera. There's Gilenya, Mavenclad, Mayzent, Vumerity, and Zeposia, and Baffertim. Okay, I've researched all of them time and time and time and time and time again in the last 5 years because there's always a probability that your body doesn't agree with the medications and you have to switch. Okay, get off and switch, and you need to know which risk are you willing to take in a medication. Okay, so education is key. Okay, and you guys, I always say, I think you guys know too, warriors out there, because you've got to do your homework with choosing a medication, because some of them, there are tests prior to taking these, being able to be put on these drugs. Kesimpta is a chemo drug that's used for cancer patients, but in a higher dosage. Okay. So, and I believe that's why our side effects with this medication are the way they are, because, um, it affects you as a chemo drug. And we are getting it injected in us. We're not getting it infusion where you have to go to the center and get, intravenous, and that's a different story too. And actually, um, there's a few of those, and I've always said, God willing, that'll be my last resort. Um, is the infusions. I'm afraid of the infusions. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys. I am a chicken about this infusion. So, um, if I have to try everything under the sun before I get to the end of that rope, then I'm going to do just that. So I have to research anything under the sun for MS. And now this new medication, Ponvory, Ponvory, is new. Like I said, May 19th, it was FDA approved 2021. So
Hey,
that's new.
I have a
Yes.
question. What side effects do you are you afraid of about the infusion? Because an old friend of mine, he's doing infusions,
Hmm.
and I forget how often it is. So I just wondered, since you're scared of it, like that's the last resort for you. And
Yeah.
this is not medical advice. This is just her journey she's sharing with everybody else. Consult your doctor. Um, are
Yes. Yes.
you? Well, I mean, what's your fear? Elaborate on that a little bit for me.
Okay. So each medication, the infusion, they come with their own side effects. Not two infusions are alike. They may have similar profiles, meaning back pain, uh, chance of hypertension, but then they split apart. One can cause angina, the other can cause your liver levels to be high or low. So not two medications have the same profiles, and that's what I'm finding in my research over this last 5 years. Not two drugs are the same, and that's across the board from infusion, oral, and injection. I haven't found one yet um, that I can say like right now. Say, okay, I've been on Kesimpta. Let me get on another med that has the same risk profile. See, they're all different. So you have to research each one and do your comparison with each medication and do the one with the less risk that you're willing to take. Not everybody can just be on any medication. Okay. You have to have certain tests done. You have to have, you can't be on certain medications already to be on any medication.
Mm,
So there's a lot that your doctor and you have to discuss, because you may have to give up one med. Say you have an ailment already. Let's say I'm rheumatoid arthritis, okay? And you are on a medication for that. But you've researched some MS meds, and there's four that you can take for your remitting relapsing multiple sclerosis, but you have to do your research on them and to check to see if which one of those four that you can be on that is compatible with your rheumatoid arthritis medicines and whatever else you take. Because certain ailments too with your body, sicknesses, you can't have certain drugs. So it's you know what I mean? It's like, oh, so, and lucky for me, because I have no other sickness, I have more choices out of that group to say all the way across the board, the disease modifying treatments. I'm able to pick and choose a little bit because I'm not on any other medications.
right.
See, I don't have, I'm not on cholesterol medicine. I'm not on diabetes medication. I'm not on medication for hypertension. Um, Nothing.
Mm,
So, and thank God, because I may have to be pushed to choose a medication because of other medications that I have to stay on because of my other sickness. And that may not be, something that you would actually choose to do. None of these medicines, AG, I would ever choose to be on. No,
right.
if I had a choice, I would be on none of them.
Of
Nope.
course, obvious. I mean,
So you pick the less evil,
yeah.
so
So
you
all
know
of them could be beneficial to whoever, whomever. Just that's the one you chose to be
exactly.
most beneficial to you. So
Yes,
with that being said, also, like we said, consult your doctor before you,
always.
I mean, obviously you're not going to be able to get a lot of these medications without a doctor's prescription. So it's just
Right,
giving you more stuff to be able to communicate with your doctor to see if these are things that you want to maybe try in your life.
right, right.
But
And
okay, thank you. I was just curious.
oh yeah, no, I'm glad you had that question. And it's just like you know, you may not realize it, but your doctor does this work. Um every medication that you're on, your doctor just doesn't prescribe you anything. That has all the meds that you're on, he's already done the research while you're sitting there talking to him, he's on his computer or not. After you leave the room, he's drug RXing your meds because he's got to choose the right medication for you in what you're already on. You know what I mean? So say if you have hypertension and you go into and you've been on medications, now you're having problem with arthritis, you know. So he knows that you're on one medication for something. He's got to match that medicine that's compatible to treat you for your ailments and that he doesn't get you sick by crossing meds that aren't compatible, that could throw you in the hospital or be life threatening. So they do that, they do that cross reference work already. They just don't prescribe you any kind of medication. So, um, and that's what I do because it my health is in my hands, so I have to choose what I feel that is best for me, what's right for me, and then I run it, past my neurologist, and he'll say yay or nay. I do the footwork already. I run drug RX against all my medications that I'm on because I am on other medication, not just well, they are all for MS, like vitamin D. You still have to do a drug check to see if that's compatible with the Kesimpta. Okay. So when I was first researching the Kesimpta, I wanted to try a different medicine first. Kesimpta wasn't my first option, but because I'm on other medicines, it wasn't compatible. So I had to keep, you know, crossing off, crossing out, getting a check, putting a possibility and stuff like that. So there's a lot, of little things that you've got to do to make sure that you are choosing the right medication, for yourself. And um, you wouldn't choose. Okay, take for instance. Okay, I don't have hypertension or anything, but if I did, I wouldn't choose a medication that the risks are high for me to get hypertension. Okay. So this medicine, the new medicine, that's one of the side effects. It's a possibility. And it'll state, I mean, and for to read through, you guys and my warriors out there, you guys know that to read through the label, the warnings, the sheets are this long and there's 35 of them. You've got to read and read and read and read and read, but you know that's what you do to choose the right medication, for yourself. And believe you me, the lists is they're long. There's not just okay, three side effects from this medication. Okay, so just let me read you this real quick. And this is the new Ponvery that he told me, research it. You can switch this if I need to take you off the Kesimpta. Okay, that's an option. Okay, sure, give me the name, pronunciation, blah blah blah. Let me research it. Okay, so upper respiratory tract infection, liver elevation, high blood pressure, which that's hypertension, urinary tract infection, UTI, shortness of breath, dizziness, cough, pain in extremity, drowsiness, fever, increased C reactive protein. Okay. C reactive protein is a protein in your plasma that will increase and that causes an inflammation. Okay. So inflammation is what we don't want because that's what causes our symptoms to get worse and us to have a flare is because our inflation. Do we want to speak inflation? Inflammation. So of course, that's a no-no. We don't want to cause ourselves any more inflammation because we would have to live at the hospital if that was the case. So these are um, possibilities. Okay. So increased C reactive protein, high cholesterol, in some of us, even with the age, cholesterol, we may be on cholesterol medications and stuff, and vertigo. Okay. That's to name the most common. Okay. I'm not gonna read you guys all of it because the show ain't that long. So, and that's minimum. We're not talking about serious and life-threatening side effects. Okay? So, how do you choose? So they all have, serious issues. Some have heart issues. Some I forgot the name of it, but it has to do ocular something. It has to do with your vision. You could lose your damn vision. Amongst cancers. Um Back to your question, AG, and a little bit more too about the infusions and why I'm fearful of them. Um and I don't know at this point. I do talk to a lot of and see a lot of posts in other MS groups from people who are on infusions. Okay, some people have life threatening issues where and you only could get these infusions done in a oncology hematology lab center. Okay, um, because of the side effects. Okay, so 4 hours you got to be monitored. One, you got to be monitored for 6 hours. You got to stay there. I mean, so there's a lot of risks in there that frighten me. I don't have heart issues, but shit, I'm not trying to give myself any either. That's how I kind of look at it. You know what I mean? So we all have our little qualms about that kind of stuff. Um, Breast cancer, uh, ovary cancer. There's pancreatic cancer. There's a lot of infusion medications that cause more severe reaction and illnesses that, and of course, there's that big old word, can, high risk, more at risk. Okay. So um those to me just carry more dangerous side effects, even though there's some heart issues with the other medications, injections. But to me, the infusion, now this is just my opinion, the infusions to me um, are more heavy duty, and people that I've witnessed on and in group chats and stuff, that's really to me like you're like a cancer treatment, and they take a while to come back. You've got to recoup from this. You've got to take these other meds while you're going through treatment and stuff like that. That scares me, and
I
so
can see how that could be, you know, just the fact that I wonder if some of the people that are just jumping to the infusion are not doing their own due diligence.
mm,
That's part of the awareness that I'm trying to bring
right,
with bringing you, because for me, kind of how I'm looking at it is, if you're going to your doctor is pro infusion, you go to
mm-hmm,
your doctor and your doctor's pro Kesimpta, you go to this other doctor and he's pro natural remedies, and then you go to
mm-hmm,
another doctor who's pro whatever it may be. You just don't necessarily know.
right,
So if you don't do your
yeah,
own diligence, you could be just a lab rat.
right, yeah, yeah,
That's why she's sharing her journey. I just want everybody to know that it's deeper than just a title, a name,
mm-mm.
the
Oh yeah,
here with MS Warrior, my journey.
yeah,
Kizimta. It's more to it than that. It's
Oh,
her. It's her
yes.
point of view. Go
Yeah,
ahead. I'm
you
gonna get.
gotta thanks. And the key thing too, AG and my warriors, as you guys know, and it can come down to you may be limited on what meds you can take depending on what classification your multiple sclerosis is in. Okay, there's four. Okay, so I'm at remitting relapsing. That's one of the lesser of the diseases. Progress, progressive MS is pretty bad. A lot of people who have progressive MS are in wheelchairs. They're wheelchair bound or bed bound. And secondary um, progressive MS, and there's another one, but there's four. So not everyone can be treated with the same medication. It's all according to what classification your disease is in. Okay. And from what researchers say, that MS is a progressive disease. So someone, me, is going to, there's a high probability that in my lifespan, I'm going to progress over to another stage in this disease, you know? So who's to say? I know that researchers, scientists have given their opinion, but things have changed and evolved. Okay, if medications can stop the progression, and you're of a certain age, and your life expectancy, for a woman, just say 74, um, so you may live, you know, 274 or longer. But who's not to say at that point, who do we know what we can't say what the future holds with the medications that are, coming out FDA approved about every 2 years. Every year, I would say more, maybe 2 years because Kesimpta came out in 2020, and now Ponvory came out in 2021. So that's a uh, year apart, which is terrific, especially for this disease. I did some more research on the Ponvory, on the efficacy of it. 75% here, 35% didn't show any new lesions in 2 year span. 75% same thing. So, but I won't bore you guys with all that stuff. Okay. So that's later down the line, if I do have to, um, ever have to switch. Right now, I don't want to. I'm not going to bring that on me. I don't want to switch from Kesimpta, but again, I will have to do what's best for my disease, and if and when that time comes, I will be researching Ponvory. I will be researching all of them all over again, and the new ones like Ponvory that have come to the market. So as long as my disease stays where it's at, and I don't have to go to infusions because of the progression of my disease, then you know, woo, that'll be terrific. But the upside to this is too I'm never ever feeling ungrateful because there is medications to treat this. And if my disease progresses, I know that there's a treatment out there for me. So I'll never say I will never do the infusions because my life will depend on these treatments. Okay? So I'm grateful for that. I'm afraid of the infusions and I hope I don't ever have to get them. So hopefully I'll be able to stay on Kesimpta forever. But anyhow, you guys, I'm going to tell this quick story real quick about today. And I'm going to leave you guys on that note. And, and you guys just keep sending your warrior vibes to me that I get stronger and stronger and that this goes away completely within the next few days. And I'm able to stay on the Kesimpta and keep it pushing with some positiveness, and that it's not a flare. The doctor did mention flare, but I don't have the my classic signs of a flare, so I don't think so. I think I had a reaction to my last injection, which was my 15th injection. So, but anyhow, you guys, let me tell you real quick what happened to me. It was really odd for me, and it's just weird. Okay, so my car needs needed to be needs to be smoked, and my tags are up next month, July. So, like July 2nd. So, that's been bothering me. And me, I'm the type of gal that's if something's coming up, I need to get it done. I don't procrastinate. I like to get things done before time and whew, easy peasy. And no, if something a weird problem come up, I don't have if I don't have time to fix it, things trickle and cause other things. I don't want to do that. So my car needs to be smoked, and I didn't want to wait till a couple days before my tags are due or anything, just in case I didn't pass smog or anything. We got it off the lot like 2 years ago, year ago. But anyhow, um, no, over a year. But so I'm feeling okay this morning. Larry did what he had to do at home, and then he had to take off and go to work. And I was like, you know what? Let me look around for a smog shop in my area, which I know there's a bunch. I always see them, but I didn't want to drive too far because, me not feeling 100%. I don't drive around anyway. So I didn't want to panic myself or feel crappy and then have to call Larry, to come rescue me or, and then have someone, have to drive my car home and Larry pick me up. I didn't want to do all that. So, but anyhow, so I'm Googling. I find this little shop down the road. I know exactly where it's at. It's like a mile from home. And so I call the shop and it's early morning, like nine something. And I was like, what is your wait time? And he's like, well, if you come down now, it'll be 10 minutes. And I said, okay, I'm on my way. Hung up the phone, threw on some clothes, got in my car, was driving. I was like, damn, I didn't even ask, uh, you know, if I fail, if I get a retake or how much was it or nothing. That's not like me. I'm always like, my first questions to anything is, well, how much is it? And then I grabbed, um, some money, not a lot. I grabbed some money and I stuck it in my back pocket. And then I was like, make sure let me get a snack and some water because in case something happens, I never leave home without water anyway because my mouth gets dry and I don't want to have coughing, choking episodes or anything I have before. So I always take water with me in case, that happens. But so and then I hadn't eaten breakfast yet. It was early, and Larry had just left. And then I was like, you know what? Let me see how I feel. Okay, I feel like I'm a big girl today. So throw on my clothes, my shoes, grab my water, my snack, my phone, my purse, threw that money in my back pocket. And actually it was only a $50 bill. I threw it in my back pocket. I had some money in my purse, so I wasn't tripping. And then so I'm driving. Larry calls me. Where are you at? Oh, I'm going to smoke my car. What? I was like, yeah, just real close by home, over there where Popeye's chicken is and whatever. So I'm telling him, and then so I get there, and the worker guy, he was foreign, and the guy I spoke to had an accent. So I was like, oh, that must be the gentleman I spoke to. And nobody was there. Just one guy was he had his hood open and they were talking and la la la, in the bay where you put your car. So he goes, oh hi. I said, yeah, I'm the lady who just called you. And you said come down. The test would be about 10 minutes. Well, the wait would be about 10 minutes. He said, yeah, go in my office. So I went in there, sat down, and was waiting. I wasn't sitting no more than 10 minutes, and he came. Oh, mind you, I get out the car. I took my cane with me. Never ever have I before taken my cane because I'm always with Larry and with my scooter. You guys know, I've already told you, I if I know I'm going to have to be standing or walking, I have to take my scooter. I could walk short distance and stand short period, but That's it. So, and because I'm coming off of this quirky, not feeling good thing. So I was like, you know what? I never know, of course, when I'm going to strange places, is there going to be seats there? Am I going to be able to sit down? Da, 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 da. So I was like, let me take the cane, pulled it out, took all the cobwebs off of it. I threw it in the car and then I look over to grab it and that sucker was full of cobwebs. I was like, oh my God, did I really bring this thing? So, and I was thinking, how am I going to walk with this thing? I haven't used a cane in so long, before I had to use a four-wheel walker, um, because of I my legs were really bad and, you know, um, I had to use it here at home and then, um, a wheelchair out in public. But anyhow, so I'm like, okay, so I get out the car and I forget it. I took like four. I got to the back of the car, went back to the car, and I pulled out my cane, and I was walking. I said, okay, I got this. So I went, and that's when the gentleman said, oh yeah, 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 it's you. Go sit down in the office. And he didn't say it like that, but he was very professional. And then so I go sit down. Some other people come in now after me, two other people, and I'm like, oh, thank God I came when I did. And Larry calls me and he's like, where are you at? And I tell him, and then he's like, okay, well, I'll be right there. And I was like, okay, that was nice to him. He don't want me to be out alone and stuff, And I was like, oh, he's so sweet. But so so the guy leaves. That's his car they were looking at. He comes in and he's like, okay, so um fill this paper out. Da, 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 da. I did. And then he goes and gets the car, the Dodge, and then he comes, puts it in there. And then Larry shows up, and then we go sit out. I had already went sat back outside and with my water. He was going to do the car, and it was right there in front of me. So I was like, let me just go outside. Inside got actually a couple people came in. I forgot my mask, so I went outside. There's two chairs sitting, so it was perfect. It was waiting for me. So I'm sitting out there with my water and my cane. Larry pulls up, and the guy does the car, and he comes over to me. Well, he's doing the car. He comes over to me and he hands me the yellow slip, and it said $58 on it. And I was like, oh, okay, did it pass? Because I was thinking, okay, did he pass? What's going on? He hands me the paper, and then he goes back to the card. But he said, when I said, oh, you done? Did it pass? And he said, no problems yet. Oh no, so far so good. So he's over there doing what he does to the car, and I'm thinking to myself, did I just really leave home in a split second? Didn't ask no questions, no nothing. And am I just so fixed on getting this car taken care of? And or what? Because I totally went out the box, you guys. I like totally from start to this point. I'm totally out out of what my norm that I know how I normally do things and handle stuff. Well, so this gentleman, he's done with the car. He comes over and he's got a clipboard and he's got the paperwork. And I keep trying to freaking look at it to see, well, did I pass or what the heck? And he's chit chatting. And he asks me, he sits he bends down, and it's me and Larry sitting on some chairs outside. And he's the worker. This man is probably in his early 50s. And he bends down and he's got the clipboard. And he said, can I have that paper back? And I was like, yeah, I gave it to him. And then he goes, why do you have a cane? And I was like, oh, I have multiple sclerosis. And he said, okay. He said, can I pray for you? He had a button on a shirt that said something, oh, shoot, something about praying. Well, this man, he went and it was very, very, very nice. And he said that God is telling him to tell me, um it was I felt I wouldn't say weird. And I was just like, I felt kind of weird, but then because I'm the type of person like, was this meant for me to be here? And da 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 da. So he started praying and for me in my illness, and he said that God is telling him these things about me. And this man sat and talked and prayed and was telling us about Jesus and stuff like this. And now, mind you, this is the man that works. He was the only worker there, the only man there. Now, mind you, there's 2, 3 more people now in the office waiting. He left them people. We're sitting right outside the door. The doors were open. These people could hear everything going on. And I was just thinking, this is very, very nice. Something drew me to, had to have drawn me to that this morning. Weird, you guys. And I was getting goosebumps when this man was talking to me and praying for me and what he was saying. And he just went on and on and on. And I'm thinking to myself, this man's got customers. And he didn't care. He knew one lady, he went out with the lady to her car and da 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 da. He's seen the people walking in, but he straight kneeled down in front of me and Larry and was talking to me and praying for me and stuff. And that was just like, wow. And I'm thinking to myself, no, I think you should stop and go deal with the customers. And did I pass? And I was really touched by what he was telling me in the prayer for me and who he said he was, a prophet. Um, Crazy. It's crazy. I've never had that happen to me, especially someone coming up to me just out of random, and he's seen my cane and he asked me why did I need that? So I went, explained a little bit to him and he was like, God's telling me. He said, yeah, I know about MS. And it was weird, but that made me feel really, really good this morning. Positive things this morning for me to beat up, guys, and go try and venture out on my own and go to this place that I don't know what pointed me in that direction, you guys. I really don't. But I got there and with nothing that I normally follow by or ask questions. I never go somewhere and not ask how much and da 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 da. No, and going there without Larry and stuff. Just weird. Something was pulling me this morning and I didn't have no questions. I felt like that's where I was headed and I didn't care about anything else. And maybe that was the reason, because God was gravitating me to this place to get the word that he needed to tell me. Um so it was very, very, very nice and different and made me think. And of course, I have faith, and that was something that this man talked to me about my faith that Jesus was telling him and stuff. So weird, but weird in a good positive way, guys. I just wanted to share that with you guys today. And I will leave you guys on that note. Okay, so don't forget, warriors, please share, like the video, comment, subscribe. It only takes a couple of seconds and everything is free, 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 free. You will help me and AG the Dad by spreading the awareness for multiple sclerosis to people just like me, the MS warrior. The more people we reach, the more people we are able to share and support and send that warrior vibe and that love out. Liz, hey. Liz says, hello, sorry. Late, I will rewatch Stress a Little. Any suggestions on stress remedies for MS? Liz, I have big stress reliever advice to give you. Don't stress, girl. Don't stress. Try to woosah, because our body, our MS body, the stress wreaks havoc. It'll wear you down energy wise. That fatigue will love that and just wreak havoc on you. You've got to put that stress, you've got to say to yourself, I'm only going to give this stress, these issues, a couple of minutes of my time. And that is to decipher, can you change what is causing that stress and deal with segments if you can. I know easier said than done. I know, trust me. But now that if you are stressing, you've got to relax, because you can kick yourself into a relapse. If it's something that you can control and put it at arm's distance, do so. Certain things now I've learned, and trust me, I'm not, we're all grown here, right? I'm not bullshitting you. Okay. See, as much as my screen is square, this is my box, my stress box. Anything that's coming towards me, this box, my window, if it's going to cause me stress that I can control, and I'm speaking friends, family, bills, relationship, grandkids, my disease, any of that, you've got almost got to have an armor all on, a shield, and know the things that you cannot change or control. Don't let that junk in. Don't give it all your energy, because it'll make you sick. That energy, that fatigue, you don't want to throw yourself into a flare, or don't let nobody else. That's what I say in my head. Don't let nobody else throw you into a flare. Certain things, Liz, that we can control. I'm sorry you're going through it. Hopefully it's nothing that you can't control, or nothing that you can resolve. If you can't, a lot of people say don't stress off the things you can't change. I believe in that, but still the fact is, some of us that, and I'll keep it real, some of the people that we love cause us stress, right? So how do you say, I love you, but I'm not going to stress over you? That's kind of hard, right? But do it in a different way, to where you don't stress off how you're going to deal with those issues. If you need to talk to me more, please, Liz, reach out to me through the channel, because I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. And I'm always here for you, warriors. I have a lot of experience under my belt, because I am just that age. I have a life. I've got kids, grandkids, relationship. I'm no different than you and anybody else tonight watching the podcast, but I'm willing to share my ear and my experiences and just talk. Sometimes when you have someone to talk to that you can relate to, or even know a smidge of what you're going through, we all have stresses in life, but sometimes you just need that ear, and that can make a whole difference. It might be one or two words that I say might ring true to you. You'd be like, you know what, that helped me, I forgot about that. You know what? So always um use this platform to reach out, guys. That's why myself and AG the dad, and it's all about being there for one another. Liz, you're not alone. You're not alone. You're more than welcome to reach out to me. Let's have a conversation off the podcast. Um, and that's what it's all about. Steph, I love you. Good night. I've been thinking about you lately, and I'll give you a jingle. Um, so, with that being said, guys, um, there's a lot going on in the world, and it's affecting a lot of people, a lot of people. And mental illness is really factors in, for everyone. Just because you or I may not be going through any type of mental illness or changes, that doesn't mean your neighbor isn't. Okay, so spread awareness and being there for as a platform to someone is key. So if anyone out there needs an ear, a shoulder, um, anything, please reach out. There are hotlines that you can remain anonymous but have someone to talk to. I am here for you, and I'm sure AG the dad, we always put something up across, and I think he did put something across for a suicide hotline. But just know you're not alone. You're not alone. To reach me on, and AG the dad put up suicide hotline, call or text. It's really simple, but there is someone out there that's always willing to listen. Okay. And I am one of them. So, on that note, guys, take care of you, because if you don't, what do I always say? Who will? So, I'm sending those. Josh, hey, I'm sorry you are just catching the end. We're wrapping up, but please, please, please rewatch the video. It tells you, Josh, all about my week and my bouncing back and what I'm going through, what I've been going through all week. You've been checking on me, Josh. I appreciate you, Warrior. Um, Sending Warrior love to you, Josh, and for coming in tonight. Don't apologize. Life happens, and we will talk off the podcast. AG, thank you so much for putting me on tonight and giving my Warriors a catch up on how I've been doing and what's going on with me. So I kindly thank you, friend, for taking the time and doing that for us Warriors. So
no matter where I'm at, even if I'm not in the studio, the show must go on. So I'm going to do my best to make sure you're there. So,
yes, and you have done that. You even push me when I feel that I can't do it. You're there to be like, girl, come on, it's your journey. So this last week though, guys, seriously, I just couldn't muster it. I couldn't.
check
So
this. Wait, hold on. Everybody out there, I need some participation here. So check this out. Because I told her I would do this show as long as, no matter what, I don't care if she's not feeling up to it, she still needs to get on. If you guys email me or text or what, reach out to me, and I get some response, I'm going to just insist for the show to go on, even on days that you're not feeling good. We need to see that.
yeah, and you're right.
Even if it's for 3 minutes, and
Right.
you're kneeling to the porcelain god, and you're doing what you do, just so people can truly see what your
What I'm
journey
going
is.
through. Okay.
Even if it's a couple minutes, just, hey, I really don't feel good, but I'm gonna do this, and maybe you could still make some type
Right.
of video, and we'll air it after that. But
Right.
have you? I mean, if people really want to make that and see that happen, hit us up.
And yes, and you're right. And I need to do that because it is my journey, and the whole purpose of my channels and all that is to give warriors out there light that, hey, they're not alone. Look what I'm going through. And it's the same thing that a lot of warriors go through. So you're right. And even we've done it from my bedside before, twice, not feeling well. So you're truly right. I don't have to stay on either the whole time if I just totally can't do it. So I will definitely, and I'm saying this to you, AG, and my warriors out there, and to myself. I'm gonna try and be more committed to those days that I'm not feeling well if I'm sick.
Look, because this isn't a beauty contest. The beauty that people are seeing, especially from the podcast, is just your journey. So don't be so fixated on how you look on camera, on a day to day, because not everybody is perfect every day.
Oh yeah,
we're only perfect, on the days it need to be. But
Liz,
go ahead.
Sorry, AJ, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Thank you, Liz, so much for your kind words. Really, I appreciate it, and this is the whole reason why I put my my life out there. It's just not my journey, guys, on MSU. I'm telling you the story. It's my life daily. But I am stricken with MS just like you guys are. So that's why we do this. That's why we we are doing this, to let you guys know you're not alone. You're not suffering alone. You will never suffer alone. I'm in the same boat, and we're rowing it together. So, guys, take care of yourself. Okay. On that note, I'm going to let AG take us on out, guys. We'll see you here next Tuesday, same time, same platform with AG the Dad on Shit Talking Sundays. You guys have a terrific and blessed week, and I hope to see you guys here next week. Take care, guys. Bye.